My name is Khary Lazarre-White. I'm the co-founder and executive director of the Brotherhood Sister Soul. I want to congratulate our incredible honorees for this evening. Iman, she gave me a kiss on both cheeks. Derek, you can't do anything to top that. And Derek, while not a member of the fraternity and not the same length of history, I appreciate you so much, brother, your work, the connectivity, and all that you do. Congratulations. Derek and Iman join a long list of revered people who have been honored on this stage, and actually two of them are with us here this evening. One is the esteemed visual artist, Carrie Mae Weems. Carrie is freshly back from the Obama Library, where her work was installed on the library's walls. And if you go to her Instagram, you'll see wonderful photos of her and a true president, Barack Obama. And like Derek, Carrie has donated 2 pieces of work that hang on our wall and inspire our young people each and every day, and one of them with the powerful message, "Remember to dream." Thank you, Carrie. And the other honoree we have this evening is an alum of the organization, the only alum we've ever honored, the National Book Award-winning, New York Times best-selling, soon-to-be movies made from her books writing, Elizabeth Acevedo. Liz came to our organization at 14 and asked us if we had a group, a writer's group. I said, we didn't have one. She said, well, I want one. And I said, well, then you build it. And she recruited a group of young people, and each and every day they worked on their craft, and now they are esteemed writers and powerful poets. And Liz is just so emblematic of our alum and their power and their voice, and we recognize and love you, Liz. So you've heard so much this evening about Bro Sis. You've heard of our pillars that we educate, we organize, and we train. Our theory of change is to provide support, guidance, love, and education to young people, to teach them to form discipline and order in their lives, and then to provide opportunities and access so they can develop their own agency, their own ability to navigate this country and this world. And we've been doing this for 30 years. What we do, in essence, is Bro Sis stands in the gap. Bro Sis does the work each and every day to help young people build long-term, stable lives, to achieve their dreams, and to become the men and women that they want to be. Our work has to be so holistic and comprehensive because of the realities of what we face. As a sobering moment, a quarter of all residents of this city live in economic poverty, over 2 million people. Over 50% of our fellow citizens over the last year have had to make a decision that they could not pursue a doctor's appointment or secure food or pay a utilities bill because they had insufficient funds. Half of all New Yorkers. That's the context we operate within. It's why we have to stand in the gap. And yes, the pressure has increased in this moment, in this new political reality. With all the success we've had due to so many people in this room and incredible generosity, we still lost a grant, a federal grant of $1 million for no other reason than because of who was elected to sit in the White House. We've lost 6 or 7 corporate grants because our work is framed as a DEI, and that is no longer in favor. And yet we keep moving. We keep standing in the gap. We keep doing our work. Let me give you some examples, some real visceral, lived examples of what we do and what it means to stand in the gap. When SNAP benefits were cut in the fall, Our board came together, lead donors came together, and we purchased over $100,000 in supermarket cards so we could distribute them to our families so people could buy food with dignity, with respect, with their own choice. Because the federal government pulled back resources, Brotherhood stepped up into the gap. I'm reminded in this moment of a young woman, I'll call her Chantel, an alum of the organization, a mother of three. New York City has a right to counsel when you go to housing court, but unfortunately, there are not enough lawyers to take the cases. And so many people have to go to court to defend their home, the most basic need, without representation. Chantel is a mother of three, working on her master's degree in early childhood care, and she came to us, and a predatory lender, a predatory landlord, had risen her rent to a point that she owed $20,000 in back rent. We hired our own attorney, a leading tenant lawyer. She said it was the worst case she had ever seen. She represented Chantel. We worked together. Elected officials got involved. We drove that number down to $5,000. We paid the $5,000, and a mother and three children have their home. What happens in the moment when our young people, children who only know New York City as their home, face deportation because of either the undocumented status of their mother or their father, even if New York is the only home they've known? We have signage on our door when you walk into Brotherhood that said ICE is not allowed in this building with an administrative warrant. You must have a legal warrant to walk into this space. And we reach into our circle and we find attorneys and nonprofits who will represent our young people to protect them each and every day so they are not afraid to go to the supermarket, so they're not afraid to go to school, so they can be families as a unit and staying together. We do the work to protect families each and every day in this city. There's a young woman who went through our program, brilliant, pops with life, walks into a room and everyone smiles. Her dream was to go to Temple University. She applied and got in. Her family earned $38,000 a year for a family of four in our city. Temple, and this isn't about just talking about one university, but I want to really bring these stories into reality, said that this family of four that earned $38,000 a year had to pay $28,000 a year in fees. Brotherhood Sister Soul got involved. We advocated. We found another university for her to go to. We helped lower the price. She was excited and ecstatic to go there. We provided a scholarship. She's a junior now. She's doing well. Without our support, where does that college journey go? It's about helping a child, but helping a family. It's about identifying the injustice that a family earning $38,000 a year is expected to pay almost all of their money for their child to go to school, and to say that's unjust. We'll find another school. You're going to do well. We're going to dry your eyes. We're going to support you. We're going to help find a summer job, and your journey will still be a beautiful one. That's what we mean by standing in the gap. There's an alum, fierce voice, powerful presence, and she decided that she wanted to get a graduate degree in psychology. She said she wanted to, quote, help others as we helped her. She said, quote, everything I learned at Brotherhood follows me. It inspires me to help others in my work. Brotherhood is like a voice on my shoulder, always with me. She wanted to get a master's degree. As many of us know, not a lot of scholarships for master's degrees. She applied for support. There was still a gap. A couple who's here this evening came to an event, heard her speak, and have helped underwrite her graduate school degree, and now she will have her degree in psychology. So this is an organization that works on policy. When we say social justice, what that means is that we are helping increase the amount of mental health support for our young people. It means we're calling attention to issues of environmental injustice. It means we're dealing with issues of criminal justice. We push policy bills on a state level and on a local level. But while we're doing that, we're putting our hands into the earth. We're working with children each and every day to transform their lives. We can do both at the same time. We can feed children and open doors for children and advocate for children and also try to change the policy. The key thing is you must inspire young people. You've heard many of the young people in the videos talk about what we call our international study program. One of the great injustices around education in our city is that for wealthy children and upper middle class children, it's accepted that travel is part and parcel to their development. When you go off to college, it's essential to your development. But international study, global awareness, the development of one's spirit and mind in that way is not the province only of the wealthy and upper middle class. Low-income young people deserve that opportunity as well. And so when we say our international study program is not just a trip, as you heard Khalil say, what that means is young people apply in December for an opportunity to study with us. They already have to be involved in a program. They already have to be doing well. They already have to be in high school. And then they have to spend 6 months studying the politics and history and culture of the host nation. And then this year, they will spend the first month of the summer, July, in Ghana. This will be, I believe, our 8th program to Ghana. There's a lot of Ghanaians. You can be loud, it's all right. What does the program look like? This is an incredibly well thought out, detailed opportunity for young people to broaden their minds. We are in a crisis of a lack of connection. We are in a crisis of a lack of humanity. And one of the ways you build humanity and connectivity is to see the world, to see how your steps are similar to other steps, to see that you are interconnected with the world. International study does that. And so our young people will spend a month with us in Ghana, first in Accra, and see the capital, and see the university at Legon, and see that kids go to college just like them, and see the incredible infrastructure of Accra. We'll then move into the north, into a small Wasuta village. The first time we were ever there, I led the program in 2001. We were the first people of the African diaspora to ever step foot in that village, 8 hours outside of Accra. And when they welcomed us to the village, and we danced together and ate together, community members screamed in Ewe the same slogan over and over. When I asked our translator what they were saying, he said, they're saying they dance like us. They dance like us. We moved from Wasuta to Kumasi, the seat of the Ashanti people, and experienced the culture and power of the Ashanti. And then we go to Cape Coast and confront Elmina and Cape Coast. And for anyone who hasn't been there, these are monuments to colonialism. These are the institutions that were built and castles in West Africa, Portuguese and British. And these are the slave castles with doors of no return, yet we have returned. And we spend time in the dungeons of these castles, the ground 9 inches higher than it was built, due to the humanity and inhumanity over centuries, the hair and the skin and the sweat and the blood. And we do ceremonies in those places so that our young people of the African diaspora can connect to what we are experiencing in that moment. They come back from these programs fundamentally changed, whether it's Ghana or South Africa or Brazil. They are globally aware, they are connected to humanity, and they realize the power of their voice. And so when we say we step in the gap for low-income young people, it is about providing opportunities and access. It is about providing love and support. It is about ensuring that each one of them has what they need to be successful, not because it's a gift not because, as Derek said, it's charity. Something quite different. It's because it's what they deserve. And each and every day, that's what we do for our young people. We give them what they deserve, what they're entitled to, and what they're owed. And so this evening, that is what you're supporting. This evening, that's what this organization is about. It is what our mission is. Yes, we are a nonprofit. Yes, we have our 501c3, but we are a movement space that is helping young people transform their lives and society. And we thank you for supporting it. We need you to support it more. Thank you for standing with us and advancing our mission and our vision. On behalf of everyone at BroSis, thank you.